Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel and to a brand new video. In this video I've invited another fragrance reviewer, and this fragrance reviewer is the awesome Justin Copeland, and we are going to talk about our most worn fragrances of 2020. So we have picked around 4 or 5 fragrances each, and then we're going back to back, like one fragrance for every season. We talk a little bit about fragrances and why we choose these fragrances and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So, welcome Justin, nice to have you on the channel. So why don't you start with one of your favorite fragrances that you wore the most?
Sure, yeah. This is maybe one of 2 designer fragrances that I wore the most this year. And this is PRADA Rossa Carbon, which is real easy to wear. It's not a fragrance I thought I would own, honestly, and I never thought I would love it because it is based on the Dior Sauvage DNA, which I used to own many years ago and kind of got rid of, but I just really prefer this to that, but it still kind of serves the same purpose. And yeah, this is like a grab and go. No brainer, you don't have to think about it. It doesn't last all that long, which is fine because I can just wear it during the day and then I can put something else on at night. So I love it for that. I wore this, at least maybe 5 or 6 times last year, which is saying a lot, when you have so many fragrances. So that would be my first pick.
So you prefer that better than Dior Sauvage in general?
Yeah, it's softer. It's not as sharp or as spicy. It's a little sweeter. It's a little bit more round around the edges. It's nice. Okay,
so my first pick for, I think it's the winter then, 2020, is actually Beau.
Oh,
from
wow,
Jean-Paul Gaultier, yeah. You know this, of course. You have tried it, right? Or do you have it?
I actually have not tried it.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I've almost bought it several times and I just haven't done it.
Okay, yeah, but I like it actually, and yeah, it's a cocoa-based fragrance, and with some tonka bean and also the bergamot in the opening. And I don't know, I just got this in mid 2019 when it was released, and then I wore it a lot in the autumn and also the winter, and I got some nice memories like in the fall and winter time when we were out, back in the day when you could go out to bars and stuff with friends. So it brings back nice memories for me, this one. So why don't you go ahead with the second one?
Yeah, so this fragrance, I definitely did wear this a lot in the winter because I wouldn't really wear this in the summer. This comes from kind of an indie niche house called ARGOS, who I've talked about before. And this is Triumph of Bacchus. All right, and this is a sweet vanilla, bourbon, tobacco, apple, peach, jasmine. It's a very interesting mix. It comes off very sweet, spicy, kind of earthy, almost a little boozy, but not really. Almost a little syrupy in a way. Some people compare it to Mancera red tobacco, and it is quite similar, but it's, I think, a little bit smoother than the red tobacco. And it's very rich. It's pretty strong. So I only wore this when it was cold, and I would generally wear it at night if I was going to dress up a little bit. I wasn't really going anywhere that night in 2020, but on the occasions I might see my girlfriend or something like that, I would throw this on, and you just put on 2 sprays. That's all you need, and it's great.
So my next up is a fragrance that I wore a lot in the early spring, actually, 2020. And this is Beau de Jour from Tom Ford.
Great scent.
It's really something special, I think, with the lavender and the mint burst when you first spray it. So I was like taken with the first impression of this one.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of how much you've worn of your fragrances. I cannot seem. I'm curious when you. I'm just curious, when you wear your fragrance for the day, usually how much do you put on?
It depends a little bit on the fragrance. I think this is really dense, this juice. Dense. So maybe 3 sprays is enough for me to half the day maybe. And then I usually like switch up and maybe wear something else actually, if this is off my skin, so to speak.
If you could guess, how many times do you think you've worn that fragrance?
Ooh, I don't know if you can see the bottle, how much, this is a 50 ml, but...
You've used quite a bit.
Yeah, but maybe...
I mean, I would say at least 15 times,
yeah,
would
I
you
think
say?
so. Yeah, 15,
Wow.
maybe 15, 20 maybe.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me your next fragrance?
Yes. Well, this fragrance, I think I got this in the spring, and it's right here in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect spring scent, I think. It's also, you can wear it really anytime, but spring and fall, I think, are great. This is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian.
Ah, okay.
And this is called Gentle Fluidity Silver. And there's two versions of it. There's the silver and the gold.
Yeah.
I don't have the gold. They're both based on the same notes.
Okay.
Exact same note structure, except they're kind of reproportioned. So
Yeah.
they do smell different. There's 5 main notes that they share. There's other notes, but there's 5 ones that stick out. There's a spicy coriander. There is like a soft musk. There's a sweet vanilla, warm amber, and kind of a sharp juniper berry.
Yeah.
So in the gold version, the vanilla and the amber are more prominent. In the silver version, the coriander and the juniper berry are more prominent. So this one, it has almost a little bit of this gin-like vibe, you know, gin, like gin and tonic. It has that kind of cooling freshness, a little spicy, kind of herbaceous in a way, but also sweet, kind of creamy as well. And it's actually beast mode. You wouldn't think, you spray it on, it's fresh, it's very inviting, but it's also pretty unique. And it just lasts. It lasts 12 hours or more. Anyone could wear this. Some people say this one's a little bit more masculine while the gold is more feminine.
Okay.
But it's subjective. It smells great. Really easy to wear, very versatile.
Next up for me is, I have one more that I have to get, actually.
Go for it, yeah.
So the first one I wore a lot, of course, Artisan Pure.
Great, yeah.
You like it as well? Yeah, I love this one.
In fact, unfortunately, I don't own it anymore.
Okay.
But I would like to reacquire it.
I've seen that they have great prices on Amazon, actually, on this fragrance. If you want to check it out. I don't know what it is, but there's some mixture between the florals and the citrus. And also, I think there's some type of niche quality to it, even though it's a designer.
Really? Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah, I think so.
Beautiful scent. Yeah, I do miss that. I need to get another bottle. You just reminded me.
Yeah.
That's a great fragrance.
So easy to wear. This was a 125 ml bottle, and I think I have like this much left only.
You've been
so I just. But
how long have you had it?
Since I think June or July last year.
Oh. Okay, so, not very long.
So I like to spray this a lot because it doesn't really perform that good, you know, of course. They're hard, it's really hard with the fresher scents. And then a little bit honorable mention, a fragrance I saw that you reviewed before I bought it. And it's this little guy, Sean Yon, 3 AM. And I loved it.
I almost grabbed that one. Yeah, I wore that one a lot too, but I left it off this video, but that's a great fragrance.
It smells like a night out, I think. Really that gin vibe, that little drink. It smells like a drink.
Yeah, it does.
Late summer evening with friends and some ladies maybe, you know, having a good time. Flirty.
Very fresh. Yeah, very fresh. Has that, I think it's like a tonic water accord.
Exactly.
It has like a fig leaf.
Yeah.
It has like some spice in there, maybe even some leather. It's a strange mix, but it just smells great.
It just works. So that's another one. Next up.
That's great.
It's yours.
That's awesome. Let's see here. This I definitely wore a lot in the summertime. This is the fragrance I technically wore the most last year, but I have another one I'll talk about that I also wore in the fall. But this one I wore the most, period, but I wore it mostly in the summer. And this is from Parfum de Marly. And this is Percival. And this is just very fresh. You know, there's nothing niche about this fragrance at all, other than the bottle. The bottle's beautiful, heavy, 3 or 4 pounds, honestly. It's quite heavy, but it smells very similar to some other designer fragrances, but like a higher quality version. It's very fresh, citrusy, very musky, and it has a lot of synthetic ingredients, but I do think it works in its favor because this is probably maybe the best performing fresh fragrance I own. This stuff will last you all day, and it stays fresh the whole time. It gets great compliment. And in fact, I've complimented people wearing this. What actually spurred me to get it, this was, over a year ago. I was in New York City at a fragrance event, and I met this guy. He had seen my YouTube channel, so he introduced himself, and we were talking, and I'm like, man, you smell amazing. Yeah. What is that? He's like, oh, it's Percival from Parfum de Marly. Yeah. At the time, I only had a decant. Man, that smells great on you. I wonder if it smells like that on me. So I started wearing it more, and it started doing really well. And then I'm like, man, I need a bottle. And I wore this a lot in the summertime.
Totally agree. I have it as well, actually, and I love it. Like it was love at the first sniff for me. And as you said, performance is awesome. I actually had it I sprayed it on my shirt like midday, and then I showered and I put the shirt away, and then I could smell it the day after on my shirt still almost 20 hours after. But what is this nice smell? What? So really great performing.
I think it's one of those fragrances that if a girl smells it on you like late in the day, or smells it on your shirt or your collar, it does something. I don't know what it is. Yeah. It does something.
Yeah, that's an awesome fragrance, no doubt. A fragrance I've been wearing a lot, both actually now and in the autumn 2020 is PRADA LEAU, actually.
Oh, okay. I never gave that one a chance. I had the original, which I enjoyed. It was great. I don't even remember why I don't have it anymore, but it's a great scent. Yeah. But I never gave LEAU a chance.
I think this is better just because it's a little bit toned down in the powdery iris. And I am a person who just generally like the more fresher scents. And even though I like the original, I think this is even better because it has some citrus freshness on the top, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, so, I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, I love the original. I do like iris in general, but it is pretty powdery for sure, and it's not something I would wear in the summer. No. So I imagine that's one you could wear in the summertime pretty easily.
Yeah, summer, autumn, perfect for this one, I think.
How's the performance?
It's okay. I think the original's a little bit better, actually, but it's fine. You just have to spray a little bit more. With this, and of course ladies love it, actually, this
I'm sure
sweet and powdery iris.
Well, my last fragrance, I got this in the springtime of last year, but I think I wore it most in the fall of last year, so it took several months, I think, for me to get wear out of it. This is Dolce & Gabbana, the one.
Oh, nice.
Very boring.
Nice one.
In fact, I mean, it's a classic. I really do believe that this fragrance is timeless. This is going to be around for a long time. Nothing has really smelled like this before it, and nothing has smelled like it since. It's one of those fragrances that I think it perfectly accomplishes being familiar but unique all at the same time. I used to own the Eau de Toilette years ago when I first started YouTube, and I remember convincing myself at that time I don't need the Eau de Parfum because the Eau de Toilette performed well for me. I just loved it. And then I ended up, at some point, I think I just got bored with it. Again, I don't remember. There was a period of time years ago where I sold a lot of fragrances. So I sold it, and then it took several years where I'm like, I kind of miss wearing that fragrance, but I'm like, you know what? Instead of getting the Eau de Toilette again, let me get the Eau de Parfum, let me give it a chance. And I was wrong the whole time. This is better. It's just better. It's a little bit more rich. Performance is actually pretty good for me. I get like 7 hours out of this. One of my most complimented fragrances. There's just something about it. Yeah. I've had, I don't know. Again,
it's hard to dislike that one.
It is. It really is. You know, that kind of fresh gingery tobacco. It's a little sweet and ambery, fresh at the same time. And it's great. It's just magic.
Your girlfriend loves this as well, or?
Yeah.
That's good. Yes. That's good. Yeah, a lot of girls just go crazy about that one, I know. Really cozy. Of course, a popular date fragrance, of course.
Exactly.
As well.
Never gets old. Never will, I think.
So that was, that was 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I shouldn't keep you waiting more. Take your time. I know you have a busy schedule. So thanks so much for being in my video. Really appreciate it.
Max, thank you for having me.
Take your time.
It's a real pleasure.
Yeah.
And thanks for staying up late and
of
been
course,
waiting for me.
I'm a night owl here, you know. I'm up late as well. So hope you have a great day, man.
I hope you have a great night.
Okay, thank you, man. Bye, man.
Take care. Bye.
Alright guys, so that was everything for this video. Hope you liked it, and if you did, why don't you give it a thumbs up and also drop a comment down below and let me know what is some of your most worn fragrances of 2020. Take care, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.